happy Pride!
Cha-ching!
Oh my goodness, happy Pride. My heart is literally so full right now that you, the one, the only, Udi Lettergore, is going to be my last interview conversation to end out the month of June. How are you? How have you been?
I'm doing fabulously. You know, it's a different Pride Month than what we had planned, but we made it this far.
So when you say a different Pride Month than what we had planned, tell me more. What do you mean?
So, you know, this is probably the third Pride that we're properly celebrating at Gong. And it always had a good balance between education and promoting causes and celebration. I think this year celebrations were kind of on the down low. We intentionally took them down. A little bit less glitter. Everyone except you, Eric. You're the exception. A little less glitter this year. But I think overall the change this year is good, and I'll tell you why. I think on the first week of Pride Month, there was the horrible incident here in the U.S. that brought up the rise, the George Floyd, of course, incident I'm referring to, that brought up the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement, which is a wonderful, beautiful thing with long overdue attention needed to. And I think that sort of shifted everything that's going on. And, you know, initial reactions were like, oh, there goes our Pride Months, and now we can't go and celebrate. As if COVID wasn't bad enough that they canceled all of our parades. Now, this issue took a lot of media attention and public attention. I think it's a good thing. I think what is good that's coming out of this is that diversity and inclusion and underrepresented groups and discriminated against groups are in the news now. And this is not a competition of who's more discriminated or who is more underrepresented. I think there are many of these groups that need a lot of attention and a lot of work to full acceptance and inclusion in society. And I'm okay paying the price of this year having a lot less celebration around Pride, but everyone talking about diversity and inclusion and what needs to change in the US and in the world and in other countries, and in everything from systemic racism to how do workplaces become more inclusive and diverse and change their culture and change their hiring processes. And I think we're part of this bigger discussion, and that is a good thing. That is a silver lining that's coming out of this horrific, devastating, tragic situation.
100% copy and paste everything you said. This month has been absolutely just crazy, to say the least, but long overdue. And if having these conversations take place over celebrating, you know, and having some parties, like, I support any day. These conversations are so imperative. And I know for us, at least at Gong, it's not just about having these conversations, which that's a great starting point, but it's what do you do after those conversations? What does action actually look like, right? I'd love to know, obviously we've done a lot of things at Gong over the last month. No surprise there that people literally just stepped up and action was created the day after, you know, our company-wide meeting with the meet. What are some things that you are most excited about from sort of the Gong lens of what we're doing internally to create that change?
Yeah. So I think there's a lot that we're doing. There's a lot more that we need to be doing, and we're going to get there. A few of the things that we've already done in the last 3 weeks alone, it's kind of overwhelming to try and list them all. I'll list a few of them. I think some of the big ones are, we looked for a way to make a meaningful contribution not only to the Black Lives Matter cause, but also tie that in with Pride Months. And so Gong donated $25,000 to 4 different Black empowerment organizations. One of them is for the empowerment of Black trans women. And I think that was a beautiful marriage of these two causes that are so important. And we have executives speaking up for every one of those and other team members speaking up for every one of those. And I think we found the perfect marriage without having to choose, oh, do we donate to Pride because it's Pride Month, or do we donate to Black Lives Matter? So guess what? You can do it all. You can do it all. And we found the right balance. And, you know, there's enough suffering and discrimination for trans Black women to justify any sort of donation that we could have given them. So we gave them part of the donation that we divided amongst 4 organizations empowering Black people this month. So I think that's an amazing first step. 2, we are working on a longer-term donations program in the company that we don't know the exact details of what that's going to look like yet. We want to set some boundaries for social principles that Gong wants to advance, and then enable both a sort of company-led committee, but also each and every team member to donate to a cause that's important to them. So in the next few weeks, we're going to finalize those details, and I can't wait to see what that program looks like. I think 2 other things that are worth mentioning that we did this month. 1, we had 2 really meaningful panels. One was in Hebrew and was focused on our Israel team. The other was in English and was of more of a global nature that we invited all of our sites to attend. And we had over 100 people attend that private panel just a few days ago. I thought it was super meaningful just hearing our team members from Israel, from the US, from some of them from all corners of the globe, talk about their experiences both outside of Gong and at Gong as a workplace. And every year, it's just, it fills my heart to see more people and new people on those panels. I think this year we crossed that critical double-digit number of LGBT community members at Gong that are identifying as part of our community and are happy to openly speak on these panels and share their experiences. And it is so meaningful, just looking at the responses from the dozens of other Gongsters attending these panels. So having them there is so meaningful. They're listening, they want to be better allies, they want to be supportive, and also seeing how much these panels mean to them, learning about these very private experiences of many of our team members. And these are usually things that don't come up in the water cooler chats or over the lunch table, far less when we're all working from home, right?
Yeah.
So that was another very important thing that we did this month. And finally, maybe the most trivial of them all that sometimes gets ridiculed, but I want to say something about that for those who take it lightly. This is the second year that we've been changing our logos across social media and giving, this year we added virtual Zoom backgrounds and changed our cover images on LinkedIn and other places to Pride-inspired backgrounds and logos. And yes, for those who work in marketing or have a hand for graphic design, they know how easy it is to do this. I think what they are missing is how impactful it is to a lot of the folks at the company who feel seen, many of them for the first time in their workplace. I've been getting private messages from employees that this is the first time they've worked at a company who changed their public-facing logo for an entire month. We went live with the new logos on June 1st, and we'll be reverting only on July 1st. On all of our social channels, we get, I don't know how many millions of views across our channels and website and everywhere else that we're visible on. But for those team members who finally feel seen, and my company cares about this, and they are making a stand, and they are reflecting this in their logo for an entire month, that is so meaningful for so many people that I hope that no one takes it lightly. It's technically a very easy thing to do, right? Vince on our social media team, he got the logo files from Gabby, he clicked a couple of buttons, we got the logos updated. Very, very easy to do technically, but to be in a company with the mindset of doing that and the impact that has on the LGBT team members, and I think for all team members, knowing what the company stands for, and not being afraid to take a stand on something that unfortunately is still seen as controversial in some parts. I think that is the true impact of what we did there.
So true. Amazing. It's funny because as you're talking about those 4 things, I'm thinking of 7 other things that we've also done. It was just such an incredibly impactful month for all of the right reasons. Some of the things we can't even make announcements yet about with you know what I'm talking about. Tim Ritters would kill me. And so I'm excited for those announcements to come out when the time is right. But something else that was so impactful for me was our ERG groups, right? We officially
tell us more about that, Eric.
We officially announced our LGBTQ plus ERG group. It's called Proud Gongsters. We'll cheers to that, to being proud. I'm actually one of the co-leads along with Lisa Hearn. And so it's just been unbelievable to have that official group. And again, that visibility, and you're our executive sponsor. So thank you, Udi. But I also think that the other ERG, they're all impactful. We announced 5 of them this month, but there's also the African American ERG, the neighborhood is what they call it. And it's like, it was just incredible, again, to see all of the things that we as a company were able to come together and to do, and to just win as a team. But as I always say,
and we launched a Latinx ERG this week as well.
Yep. We launched Latinx. We also launched the official ERG group for the women's ERG as well. I believe the official parents ERG group is also coming out. So really excited.
This is what I'm talking about. These are all wonderful silver linings of the horrible situation that was created a few weeks ago. And I think this is going to have a lasting impact for years to come, for our existing Gongsters, for our future Gongsters, for how we impact things internally, and for the impact that we can make externally. I think this is absolutely amazing.
I don't think I realized how much I needed that ERG group until it was created, right? And like, I was surprised. And to have that sense of safety and that space and that support and that visibility from the company and from our colleagues, like, it just means the world. So I think my tagline this whole month, though, has been, we have a lot to celebrate, but we have a lot more to do. And that's obviously Gong's operating principle of want more, right? So lots to celebrate.
I have to know, Eric, have you taken that glitter off even once throughout this month? Does it even come off?
My bathroom is such a train wreck of glitter. Literally, like, I'm not going to lie, this has been so fun, and I will do this any day. But I'm also really excited to put the glitter and the glue away for the next few weeks also. So
I saw a great explanation somewhere on social media. Here's COVID explained for gay people. You know, when you go to a pre-parade party and you meet up at a friend's place and one person has glitter on, how many of you end up finding glitter on you at the end of the day?
Yeah.
That's how COVID works. That's how COVID works.
I have like washed it off my face before, and I go to get on a call, either a candidate or a team call, and I literally have it in my mouth, and I like crunch down. I'm like, oh my God, there's glitter in my mouth right now.
Since I know you're a big appreciator of dad jokes, let me end with this. Eric, what animal is on my shirt right now?
I think I'm going to be wrong, but I want to say a unicorn.
It's an unicorn.
Oh my gosh, Udi, that legit just made me.
I will let myself out.
I'm going to put on some jams for us to finish our dance party. Udi, cheers. You and your presence and your support literally means the absolute world to me and to so many people. So thank you for always being that openly out executive that feels it's their moral obligation to stand up for others. Like, cheers to your leadership and mentorship.
Thank you so much, Eric, for everything that you do for the group.
Are we doing it this way again? Okay.
Yes.
Cheers. Happy Pride, Udi.
Happy Pride, Eric. Happy Pride, everyone.